What's going on, everyone? Ollelito here with a brand new video on the channel. Today we won't be doing any FIFA kind of related stuff. Well, a bit, but not too much. Today is the Q&A, which we will be answering some questions from you guys. You guys been asking me questions on both Instagram and Twitter, so I picked out the best ones, and yeah, hopefully I can answer them well, and so you guys understand basically. So let's jump right into the questions. So the first question is from my great friend Javi Villar. He's asking me, becoming a world champion in FIFA or be a professional paddle player. And if you don't know me well, I'm a big fan of paddle. I play a lot of paddle here in Sweden. It's a pretty big sport in Spain and Argentina, and I'm a big fan of it. But in the end of the day, I mean, FIFA is like, you know, my work, and of course I really want to win a World Cup in my career, so I gotta say winning the World Cup is probably my main goal, I guess, so it's going to be that. Second question is from Tyler Upton. He is asking, life of a pro and how did it start? Basically, it started when I actually played a lot of football when I was young. Yeah, I told this story so many times, so but it's basically, I was 16, broke my collarbone. Everyone usually says, okay, I was close to making it pro. I wasn't. I was good, but not close to making it. I got an injury, started to play a lot of FIFA. I always played FIFA from like 6 years of age, but I took it seriously back in FIFA 17 when I got the injury. Started to play like 80 games a week in League, which is a lot. So started to grind there, you know, and started to compete in like these Swedish online tournaments where I was facing off against the best pros in Sweden. And at the time, I was starting to do pretty well. FIFA 17, I wasn't really close to them. FIFA 18, I started to become better and actually made myself a name in the scene, in the Swedish scene at least. And, you know, after that, I mean, it kickstarted a bit. I got to know Boris Legend, for example, Ivan Lapanje, who all of you guys know, I guess. And since then, I mean, look behind me, you know, like we made history as, you know, a Swedish player. These amount of trophies and these like trophies that matters a lot. There is not a lot of Swedish players that basically has that. So, I mean, I'm super blessed, as I said, be able to win these kind of trophies in the background. And I mean, in the end of the day, I just want to become the best Swedish player ever and one of the best in the world, basically, in FIFA, but also like in the kind of ranking. When I see myself and people actually ranking me in the top 10 greatest players of all time, I mean, I'm honored, you know? Like, I want to be a name that people look up to and want to be as, you know, like a role model for kids. So yeah, that's how we started, I guess. And then life as a pro, you know, I wake up, almost go to gym every day with Boris. Now when it's a bit of off season, I go more, but I wake up, eat something good. Of course, eating breakfast, lunch and dinner is super important. And I mean, in general, just play a lot of FIFA, you know, but I exercise every day. If it's gym, paddle, football, can easily now, when I don't have anything to do, can be all three in one day. Even though I was very tired when I did it, but yeah, it's simply that, like exercising a lot, playing a lot of football, and when it's season, I play, of course, a lot of FIFA as well and trying to make content for you guys. Okay, so the third question is from Aulon Rama, and he's asking, do you have a girlfriend? And the simple answer to that is no. I mean, I don't know. I just want to find the right one, right? And at the same time, my work, I mean, I need to put down a lot of like hours and everything into my work, so I don't really feel like I might have the time for it. I might have time for it now, but when the season starts, you know, I want to be the best, simply. And of course, if I find the right one, it would be perfect. But at the moment, I don't have a girlfriend. It's not really I'm looking for one either, but I hope one day that I can find someone that, you know, supports me in whatever I do, you know, and yeah, just love me for the way I am, right? So yeah, hopefully one day. Next question is from Pontus Lorentzon, and he's basically asking, have you ever thought about quitting FIFA and even streaming? And the simple answer to that is yes. Not really the FIFA part, because I make a living out of this now. I basically have one of my dream works as my job, right? So FIFA, I wouldn't really say so that I've been thinking about quitting, just a few times, but that's often when you lost very important games and you don't want to play anymore. But streaming, yes, sometimes I love it, sometimes I just feel like it's a bit boring, but it's all up to like the chat, you know. I don't really care how many people I have in. It's more about like if the chat is active and everything, because if I have an active chat, is so much more nice, you know, to be able to interact with people and everything. But I've been thinking about it, but I won't end the streaming grind, I won't end the YouTube grind, and I won't end my FIFA career for this moment at least. But we'll see in the future. But I see myself working with this for a long time. Next question is from Eddie Boss, and he's asking, how can I join or come into the Allsvenskan, which is the Swedish league? And my simple answer to that, I've been saying it to some people that have been asking me in person as well, it's simply make a brand for yourself. That's one of the most key things, I think, when it comes to competitive FIFA now, with how the ecosystem and everything is. Like, people with like a big brand, with a lot of followers, on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever, Instagram, is, I guess, more valued in terms of they have a big brand, but they're also good at FIFA. Of course, the best players in the world are most of the times known for being really, really, really good at FIFA. But I mean, the best players that are really good with FIFA, but also has a big brand, like Tex, for example, they are, of course, more attractive on the market. So I think my best advice for anyone that want to join a big club in Sweden, or, you know, just want to play the league and start from there like I did, is make a name for yourself. Like, stream, do content, try to interact with people, try to get followers on all the social platforms, you know, and make a brand for yourself. I think that's something that's been developing in the past years, that's becoming more important than ever, basically. So that's one of my biggest kind of things. Stream, make content, and try to get some followers along the way, and I think that's a great start, at least. So next question is from M. Marci, and he is asking, who was your favorite card this year and why? And I think my favorite card this year is probably going to be already from the start. I felt like he was something else, and as we got along in the season, like, he got the 94 rated card. I don't know which card that was, but I think you guys know him, the right midfielder card. I had him for so long. Then he got his team of the year eventually, and then, you know, just upgrades and after upgrades. And I think simply it was him. I think he had everything. He had the pace, he had the strength, he had the dribbling, he had the agility, like everything. And good finisher, everything you need in FIFA. So Kylian Mbappé was probably my favorite player on FIFA 23. And the last question for this video is going to be from none other than Saf Nufil Khan, and he's asking, what do you think is the difference between an Elite Division 20 FIFA player versus a top level pro? And I think it's basically knowing the meta. I think is quite the same, because the people that goes 20-0 in Weekly League knows the meta of this game, most likely. But one of the biggest things I think is just in here, because FIFA is such a mental game. It's one of the most mental games in esports, 100%, because if you don't have this, I mean, you won't be able to make it to the top. Like, we see it with so many players. Like, I think that's something that I've been recognized of, and it's like my mental kind of state. Like, I never give up. Even though I'm losing 3-0 in the second leg, second half, you know, I'm never giving up. If I can score 1, I can score 2, then get some momentum going, and then suddenly we find the third, you know. So I think the mental part is like one of the biggest things, but also the fact that the small details, I think the top level pros are doing always a bit better than the elite division rivals players or 20-0 players. I think it's just these small details that they are doing better, like timing shots more, creating better opportunities every time, the extra pass in key situations. And then, of course, I think the most important thing, as I said, is the mental, but also just being calm under pressure, because that's something that I think some people get when they start to compete. But that's also something that you get from experience, and that's, you basically need to put yourself in these tough circumstances and situations to be able to get used to it and be better at basically like handling it, you know. So yeah, I think that's that, basically, yes. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, press the clock so you get notifications on, so you don't miss any videos. Because as I said, I'm looking forward to the grind in EFC 24. Leave a comment down below which content you want to see on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Peace.